All right, so we're gonna get started. Today's gonna be really, really fun because we're gonna talk builder gels. We're going to play with some rubber bases, which I also use like builder gels. So I do use builder gels, rubber bases. These are just kind of interchangeable. And also Madam Glam has a line that is also kind of interchangeable with the builder gels, and it's called Fiberglass Base. Love them all, and I work with them all just like I would a builder gel. And I want to show you these colors. They're all kind of shades of pinks, some a little darker, some a little bit lighter, some with glitter, some with pretty sparkles. So we're gonna play with all of them. I wanna show you what they look like. We'll do one color on each finger, and yeah, I'll kind of show you how it works. It's super, super simple to use. Let me just get out my little nails here. Let's put a nail on her. So that way we can work with it and I can show you how we do. Hey, Tammy. We're gonna play with builder gels today. Builder gels and fiberglass gels and rubber bases. And we're gonna build them just like we would if we were doing a builder gel in a bottle. So I'm just gonna get a fingernail put on here. That's the fingernails I wanna use, so let me keep those handy. How are you doing, Tammy? How's your week going? Mine's going pretty good. I just got back from San Antonio on Tuesday. No, wait, Monday. I finished I went to the San Antonio premiere show. It was a lot of fun, very hot though. I wasn't expecting it to be so hot. Okay, let me get a better little scissors here. And the finger I'm working with is from Nailed It. I love her little fingers. They're so pretty, and they're actually modeled after her hand. She's got a nice little hand, unlike mine. All right, so I'm gonna just put this little piece of tape on here. This little tape is gonna hold our nail on real good. It was a very small show, and I knew going into it that it was gonna be a small show, but it was a lot smaller than even I thought it would be. I wanna say maybe there might have been a maximum of 5 booths dedicated to nails. But, I mean, at least we had some of the big ones there. So Cocoas was there, Nail Thoughts was there, Ready by Red Iguana was there. Let me get this a little bit fastened better. And who else? Perfect Match was there. There were several companies that were supposed to be there, but they weren't there. So, not sure what happened with that, but... Okay, just gonna hold that on there. Let me go ahead and cut this down just to like a nice little length. Not too long. Okay, and we'll just go with square. Okay, the first one I wanna use, how about we start with our darkest pink and we'll work our way down. So I'm gonna start with this one. And let me see what it's called here. This one is the pink fiberglass base coat. And this one actually has little shards of fiberglass in it. Let me see if I can show you. You kind of can't see, well there you can kind of see it. Little fiberglass shards. So it's gonna really work to hold everything together nicely on your nails. Okay, and it's so easy to use. This is one of the things that I love most about it. Let me kind of tilt my nail. There we go, down just a hair. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and put my base coat down. Just a nice thin base coat. And I'm just rocking that back by the cuticle. It's gonna, let me show you this real quick, guys, because you're gonna see this when you're working with it. Do you see the hairs? That's not hairs, it's that fiberglass. And you'll just You'll just have to buff it down at the very end before you put on your top coat. But yeah, you'll see those little bitty shards. Those little, they look like hairs. You'll see those as you're working with it. Yeah, but Premiere was really nice. I was sad though that not more people came. Like I was expecting Fox USA to be there, and I was really excited about that, but they didn't come. The gel bottle though showed up, and I didn't know till like around the last couple of days that they were coming. And everybody at the nail booths were super, super nice and helpful and friendly, and it was great. So that was really good to see. The whole show though, we were done with everything in like maybe 3 or 4 hours. We walked the whole show, and we shopped, and went and looked, at the judging. I thought more nail stuff would be there too. It was really surprising. Okay, so I kind of rolled it across the bottom here. Let me buff this out. My finger rolled when I put it in there. But I'm just gonna get my little buffer block and just buff out. I'm gonna show you in case you can't see. Do you see the little creases where it rolled in my light here, my lamp? So I'm just gonna buff that out. It won't affect anything. Okay, so you just buff it out. Just like that. Yeah, I was surprised though that more nail stuff wasn't there. And I did, I filled out my little form on how I thought the event went and yada yada. And I did tell them that I was expecting to see more of the nail products and stuff, but yeah, they weren't there. I did have fun though watching the judging. I watched the nail judging contest. That was real interesting. Okay, so this is my second coat. My second coat's gonna be my wet layer that I'm gonna work on top of. And I'm just gonna polish it on like you would any polish. I'm trying to kind of get it when it falls into these little creases on her since she's not a real person. Okay, then I'm gonna get a little bit bigger of a dollop, so just about like that. And I'm gonna kick that off right about here. And then I'm just gonna stay right on top of kind of the barrel of your nail and just lightly drag that down. Okay. Then I wanna get my finer brush. Let me reach over here and grab it. So just my little detailer brush. And I'm just gonna pull it where I need it. So right back here, I'm just gonna kind of get it from where we dropped it off at. And just gently pull it around the sides. So back by your cuticle and your sidewalls just really need to be super thin. However, where you do want to make sure that you've got enough product is on the sides, the free edge sides. So especially right in here, the longer parts, we do want to make sure we've got product pulled all the way because we want that strength to be there since this is just a tip. Or it's an extension, There we go. Let's pull a little bit more back here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and nuke this because it looks real good. Now I'll probably add another layer, but let me look from the side. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let me just kind of even this out just right here. Now remember, we've got those fibers in there, so I'm just gonna pull it all the way down where it covers this edge. Okay. And let's see, it's very, very thin. Okay. I'm going to put this in the nuker for 30 seconds. It only needs 30 seconds. And while this is going, I want to tell you guys, hey, Rebecca, by the way, let's see, why, in my opinion, a total waste of time. You mean for the show? You know, it was my first premiere, so I thought it was kind of a good way to get introduced to the process and see what it's like. I know that the bigger premieres have more stuff, and I definitely want to do that sometime. But San Antonio was a quick, easy drive for me because I'm in Dallas, so I thought it was a good show to go to. Plus, I had not been to the Riverwalk since I was probably, gosh, 15 years old, I think. And it's changed so much. So I enjoyed that part. We took our time. We went, I'm going to do one more little layer to give me a little bit more of an apex. I'm not going to pull down very much here at the tip. Just kind of run it over the tip. And then I'm going to work with my brush at the tip first. And I'm just going to kind of go in a V. So make sure I've got enough product from back here, kind of going like this at a diagonal. And then same over here. So from the back, kind of at a diagonal. And all the way to my side. Let's keep our apex up here where we want it. But yes, I feel like if it had been, you know, a show that was further away or, you know, would have cost me a lot more to get there, we just drove, so it was fine. And we just kind of made a girls' trip out of it. Now, normally when I'm doing my builder gels, I'll pay attention to my lights and make sure, you know, that my light's going straight all the way across. But you can see there's a lot of, kind of gets a little wonky in here, which is going to be just right in here. But that's okay because on this particular, when I'm using the fiber gel, I know I've got to use my file anyway at the end. So I'll just make sure I get everything nicely at that point. But I thought it was a good way to kind of introduce myself to the process, and I got to meet several people that, you know, I wanted to meet. Where probably at a bigger show, I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the nuker real quick. It looks really pretty, doesn't it? It's a gorgeous color, very natural looking. But you can see those fibers in there. And we'll have to, like right in here, we'll have to buff that out. But that's just how that fiberglass kind of works, so. You won't be able to tell it though. After you get it nuked and a top coat on it, you can't see the fibers, so. But let me tell you kind of something that Madam Glam is doing. So this month, starting in October, they are running a pink bundle for cancer awareness for the American Cancer Society. And for every bundle of pink gels that sell, they take $5 and donate it to the organization. So I think it's a great way to get started if you haven't shopped with them yet. And I have a code with them, but I think though right now with the special going, I'm not sure if you can use it, but I'll give it to you. You can always put it in at checkout. It may save you 40% off. Usually the only times it doesn't save you the 40% off is if they're running like a better special. But it is all capital letters, TOSHA 40. And it's a great little deal. So you can kind of also, if you like any of these, you can shop for those as well as that pink bundle. The pink bundle is going to be their most popular selling pinks. So it's got your whole setup of like their best pinks. All right, this one though is fiberglass. I'm going to show you my favorite pinks this week is what we're going to do. Because I'm not exactly sure what's in that bundle yet. But I'm going to show you my favorites. right, so this is gonna have a tacky layer on here. Oh, how do you pay for it? Just when you go to madamglam.com and you do your shopping, and then you just check out. There's several ways to pay. You can pay with your Apple Pay or with your credit card or debit card or PayPal, however you'd pay anywhere, right? Okay. Or anywhere online, I guess for sure, I'd say. Okay, let's get this. Hey, sugar, how are you? I'm doing my my Madam Glam Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we're going over my favorite builder gels that are in the shade pink from them. All right, so let me show you. Let me see if you can see it on here. So see, you already really can't see where the fibers are, but it is gonna be uneven because of the fibers. So that's what we're gonna kind of buff and file out. And I'm gonna do that now. Let me get my little file. Here we go. I'll get my buffer. And I'm just gonna start on the side. I'm gonna hang on to this while. And I'm just gonna kind of brush it to get any kind of little crease out or anything that's uneven out, just so we make it really nice, pretty, and smooth. Get this side. I'm just gonna turn the finger here so I can show you. Okay. I'm just kind of coming around. I call this a horseshoe because we're kind of going in a horseshoe motion, right? Or almost like if you were running your file over a small barrel. So I'm gonna come up over the barrel. And I'm just applying light pressure because I'm not trying to take a lot off, just smooth it out. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get my side wall. I know it's not dipped down any. Okay. Let's get this side. And then I'm gonna get the very front, just going straight across. And I'm just using my buffer still. There we go, it's gonna look so pretty. I love all of these. I know some people think it's kind of boring to do just the builder gels, but honestly, I think it's so pretty. Okay, let's get her wiped off so she doesn't have anything on top of her. All right, then we're gonna apply our top coat. The other ones I have to show you aren't gonna be fiberglass, so they're gonna be a little bit even easier to apply because you won't have to worry about buffing a lot. Oops, let's get that. Got little hair, stray hair, okay, there. And I'm just using my gaudy top coat. It's a little thicker of a top coat, but I think it looks so pretty on top of the really simple nails. Kind of makes it almost look encapsulated a little bit. Let's get our free edge. There we go. Okay, let me get this nuked real quick. And I'm gonna show you my next color that we're gonna get into. We're gonna do the next darkest, which is very similar color. So here's the fiberglass that we just did. So see, it's very, very similar. This one though has tiny little glitters in it. It's really, really pretty. And it is called Daydream, okay? We'll use Daydream. And what I'll do So let's say that you put on this one, right? It's very similar color, right? So I'm just gonna, right on top of our fiberglass pink that we did, I'm gonna add our Daydreamer. We're just gonna polish right on top of it because we've already got our strength and everything built up in here. It's a slight, do you see the apex? It's very slight, it's like right in here. You don't need anything just for an overlay on, like, this is kind of, I would call this a medium nail. You don't need much. Okay, let's go ahead. Now this, because it's got our glitters, you're gonna wanna apply it not really thin. You're gonna kind of just barely touch it and kind of float it across the nail because your glitters are in there. And if you press too hard, it'll start affecting the way that the glitter looks as it's laying in the polish. But let me show you what this looks like. Do you see how pretty that is? It's just very light. I pulled her out, sorry. I'm trying to kind of see if there's a better way for me to show you. Let me change my lighting and see if any of these help. Oh, you can kind of see it better with that one. Or that one, there we go. We'll use this one. See the little sparkles? And do you see where that light is bending right there? I'm going to, with my little brush, I'm gonna get in here, let me see. It's like right in, let me find it. There we go, let's just kind of brush this a little bit smoother in here. Just barely. Okay, that's pretty. All right, let's put that in the nuker. So it looks a lot like just the regular fiberglass, but it's got the pretty sparkles in it. Let's put that one over here. Then I'm gonna grab my next one, which is this beautiful color. And this is my favorite one out of all of these, called Champagne Toast. If you guys are enjoying this video, if you'll remember to hit the little like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. I always forget when I get going to mention that, but it helps because it helps with the algorithm somehow. Yeah, I know how that goes. It's so pretty. It's so much prettier in person though. I wish I could. Let me play with this light some more. Oh, I just can't quite capture it. It's super pretty. It's got like baby pink, some really pretty baby pink glitter in it. I'm not showing it. Let me see if I can grab the bottle to show you. Because I'm looking on the camera and I'm like, it's not showing it quite enough. Here, I'm gonna show you with this. So they swatched the bottles. Do you see the baby pinks? So it's got like some that look like diamond, but then some that are this baby pink, this little darker baby pinks. It's really, really pretty. That's what it looks like on the nail, even though you kind of can't tell right now. All right, I'm gonna top coat this so we can get into our champagne toast. And what I'll do too is once I find their the bundle of pinks that they came out with for October for the Cancer Society, I will go ahead and share it on my YouTube here. That way you guys can see too what the pinks look like. All of their top selling pinks. So that'll be exciting. Hey, beautiful diva, we're playing with some different shades of builder gels, and it's builder gels, rubber bases, and fiberglass gels, and you just apply them like you would a builder gel in a bottle. So super, super easy and really, really pretty. These are my favorites. So there's this one. Let me see this. I feel like we could get this a little straighter right here. Let me get this side straighter. There we go. That is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna get on my champagne toast because I can't wait to show you guys this one. It's adorable. All right. Let me get another finger out here that we can work with. Reach in my little bag. Hold on, the fingers are, I keep running into the whole hand, hold on. All right, here we go. This one's actually got a little ring on it. Okay, let's push that ring up there. All right, I'll just leave this one right next to it. Let me get another round of my tape so we can get a fingernail down here. Has anyone in here ever used Madam Glam polishes? If you haven't, you definitely need to try them. I know Sugar has. Sugar's here. I enjoyed the I really enjoyed the little premiere San Antonio, but it was small. I'm not sure if you were in here, Sugar, when I was telling about it. I thought it was a good first show, but I don't think I would do the show like that if it weren't, it was so close to me, so it was really easy to drive there. But had I spent a lot of money to go to a nail show, to travel, and stay in the hotels and yada yada, I would have been disappointed because there were maybe only 5 booths that were dedicated to nails. The rest was all hair and hair and esthetician stuff, and teeth whitening was in there. Massage therapists were there. Yeah, so a lot of other things, but not a lot for nails. Maybe that'll change, for other ones, but it was a good learning lesson, and it didn't cost me too much because I was close and just drove, We just kind of made a girls' trip out of it. Okay, let's get our nail on here. And I think I'm going to do a little bit shorter on her nail, just so we make it very natural. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good to get us started. Okay. So this one is our rubber base. It's also glittery and it's toast. Again, this is my very favorite. Hey, Sandra. Oh, you're going on it a bit. Okay. Well, good luck. I can't wait to watch. So you guys, if you see in the chat, we've got Nails by Sandra. It's Nails X Sandra. And she's going to be going live here shortly and you're going to do some nail art? Let me show you this a little close up. Do you see all those glitters? It's very pretty. They're very creamy colors. So when they've got the glitter in them, it looks very delicate. Let me go ahead. I'm going to plop this in in our heater here real quick, our little nail lamp. Yeah, I can't wait to watch, Sandra. Okay, we're just going to go for 30 seconds, so it doesn't take long at all. All of Madam Glam's polishes are 30 seconds. And they're all beginner friendly, easy to use. They level out really, really nicely. So you don't have to be perfect at getting your surface, completely even straight across, because it's going to work to help you do that. All right, here we go. right, so we've got our base layer on. We have heated that and cured it. Now I'm gonna go in with my wet layer. So let's do that. The wet layer is basically gonna tell our gel where we want it to go. So, all right, let's do a wet layer here, and I'm just kind of lightly brushing it on here. And again, because it's got the glitter, it's going to look a little bumpy, but it just needs to settle. Let me get it off my little skin over here because we don't want it to go on the skin. Okay, I'm gonna get a bigger dollop so we can work in our apex. And this one, since it's a little bit thicker of a texture, once I get us a bigger dollop, this will be the last that we'll have. We'll just build in our apex with this layer and then we will be done. So I'm just kind of kicking off. Okay, I'm gonna push that little bulk back where I need it and then bring it just right down the barrel. And I just get lighter as I get to the tip. So I'm pulling lighter and lighter as I get down. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my fine detailer and I wanna make sure that I put a little bit of that polish back by the back or by our cuticle area, and then I'm just gonna come kind of dip my brush into the thicker layer and pull down. Now I've got a little bit more at the tip here, so I'm gonna pull it back. Make sure I've got plenty on this free edge. Okay, and same over here. Just pull it back by that cuticle, down our sidewall, and then towards the free edge. And then I'm gonna work my way back because it's got a little bit bigger of a bulk. Needs a tiny bit more right in here. Okay, once it looks good and your light reflection is looking good, I've got several different lights above me, so, but it looks good. So let me go ahead and nuke this. Again, just 30 seconds. Get that one back up there. Let's push that nail back in there. Okay. Ooh, I missed conversation. It's okay, I probably, let's see, does that step flatten your apex? No, it doesn't flatten your apex. I'll show you the apex here on the side. Now my apex is really low because I wanted it that way. I don't need a big bulky apex. But do you see the apex right in here? You see? Okay. Now I am still gonna buff this because it's got those glitters in there, and I wanna make sure it looks like a really smooth surface when I'm done before I add my top coat. So again, I'm just gonna kind of lightly buff. I'm using 100 grit buffer, or let's see, 120 grit buffer, but I'm just extremely light. So let me get my sides first. I'm just gonna hang on here. I'm just gonna come up the side, lift it up just a little bit, and then work my way over that barrel. Okay. Then let me just touch up the free edge. Get my side if I need to, and just make sure it's nice and sharp. Let's do this side. across. Okay, that looks good to me. Now you can build your apex, of course, up bigger if you want to. Just get you a bigger scoop. I just want to keep mine nice and thin. Yes, I love my Bella Vita hand. It's really nice. Now, if I'm going to be doing like hardcore filing and stuff, I like the Young Nails one better. But if I want it, if I'm just going to be doing light buffing or filing, I love this hand because it looks real. It looks very pretty. V nailed it, made this, she did the molds off of her own hand and fingers and stuff. And she's got beautiful little dainty hands and fingers, which I love because I don't even have that myself. So it's so pretty. And I'm gonna buff out just a little bit, just right in here. Just a little bit more buffing, just at the very tip. Not much. I can just see where my tip is a little bit fatter than what I would like. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I feel really good with this, but I will tell you, if you're worried that because you know how right now it looks kind of white and you really can't see because you've just buffed over it. If you're worried that you've buffed off your glitter, and so you're afraid to just go in with your top coat right away, what you can do, you just grab your color again and just real lightly just add a very light coat. Okay. Then you can see you've definitely got your glitter in there. You don't have to do any more filing. So I'm going to put this in the nuker for 30 seconds. You think I have pretty fingers also? Well, thank you very much. I always feel like they're kind of fat. And my skin tone is never even. But, you know, what do? We work with what we got, right? My fingers are always swollen. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It probably has something to do. I have like autoimmune diseases and stuff, so I'm sure all of it has something to do with that. Okay. Do you not love this color? Look how pretty this is. I mean, it almost looks, it's definitely not, it's not white. It's a shade of pink, but it's super, super light. It's real pretty. That's why it's my favorite. It just looks effortless and it gives you a beautiful nail for any kind of occasion, like for work, whether you're going out, no matter what you're doing. Your nails are gonna look beautiful with this, so that's why I love it so much. This is actually the same color. I'm doing my niece's nails for her prom this weekend. It's gonna be on Friday night that I do her nails. This is the color I'm doing her nails. Because it's just it's not gonna pull away from her dress. You know, she's really going out. This is her first prom, so she's all excited, and so I didn't want to do anything to take away from her dress, but I know that this is gonna give her a beautiful nail. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, let me go ahead and put her in here. And I'm gonna get our next shade that we're gonna use, which I think you guys are gonna like. It's this one. It kind of has, this kind of reminds me of like a lunar color, you know, kind of like a moonstone. It is called Builder Aura. So it's a builder gel. And it's just so pretty. Now, it is going to give us not so much of a pink. You know, it's going to be just like a moonstone would. It's going to have a glow about it. It's going to have that milky white, but then a glow of like pinkish purple. That is real pretty. Hey, Roxana, how are you? I'm showing all the beautiful builders and rubber gels, rubber base coats, and our fiber gels. Okay. All right, so this is our champagne toast. And if you guys want to watch the video of me doing my niece with this color, the champagne toast, you can tune in on Friday night. We're going to have a live. I'm not exactly sure what time. It'll probably be around 4:30 because she gets out of school at 3:30, I believe. Okay, let's get another finger and do our aura nail here. All right, let's see. Here we go. I'm just going to replace this one that we did earlier. Okay. Let me go ahead and get my tape. And I got all this, the finger setup that I got from Vita Bella. I got her tape and everything. So it comes with all of it. The little stand and everything, and it just works wonderfully. Okay, let's get our tape on here. Okay, we'll pull this off. There we go. All right, let's get our nail on here. Let's cut it down just a little bit so we make it like it's more realistic. Okay. I'll pull her out a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna use, this is my base coat. We're gonna put down a base layer as well. Okay, so the first layer is gonna be my base. And I'm just gonna rock it back here by the cuticle. And I want this to be a thinner layer. There we go. Okay, seconds. Again, they're all 30-second cures, so easy, 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 and fast, especially if you got short nails. So anybody can do this. You know, you don't have to, especially with the system that Madam Glam has, it's just super easy to work with the gel, the consistency of it, the instructions or directions. You don't have to build a huge apex. It really self-levels nicely, so I would highly recommend it to somebody who's beginning and hasn't ever done it themselves with a gel before. Super easy. Okay, this is gonna be our wet layer. So again, just a nice thin wet layer, but you want that wet layer to cover everywhere from the back of the cuticle area, your side walls, all the way down. And if you get it on the skin, just wipe it off before you cure. Okay, I'm gonna go in and get a little bit heftier amount so we can put in an apex. And you want your apex area to kind of sit right in here. So I'm just gonna kick off, and then I'm going to kind of gently push that back just a tad bit. And then we're gonna float a thinner amount coming down the barrel of the nail. And the barrel of the nail is just gonna be just that top part. So I didn't pull it down on the sides yet, but I'm gonna do that next. So I'm gonna take my little fine liner. I'm going to grab just a little bit and pull it around that cuticle, by the cuticle area, and then come kind of sideways down the side. Make sure you've got enough right in here because that will help you get your strength in. And same over here. We're just gonna make sure we got it back by the cuticle. And then come down at an angle and pull it down. If you feel like you've got a bulk at the tip, like I've got the tiniest bit of bulk at the tip, then you can just kind of in like little light kind of motion. Just pull it back just a little bit. Okay. Then we're gonna go in the nuker for 30 seconds. And by nuker, I do mean the nail lamp. Isn't it beautiful? I love it too. It's one of my favorites. I wear this one a lot because I love moonstones. So of course I'm gonna love this color. And again, it was called, let me grab the name of it again. I know it was Aura, Builder Aura. Yeah, really pretty. Okay, 30 seconds is over. All right, I'm gonna kind of see if I can show you. Yeah, you can see. That pink and purple is really gonna show. And it's gonna show more on my end than what you're even seeing on camera. No. Sorry about that. The dog's getting carried away. Okay. Okay, I've got the slightest bit right here that I want to make sure is flat. Do you see that little bit piece? That's about the only place that I need to buff anything out because it really looks nice all the way around. But I do want to get this. So I'm just gonna very gently buff this out. Okay. If you need to take a file, like I feel like I need to file it maybe just a tiny bit, just a tad. There we go. Okay, that looks perfect. And now we're gonna add our top coat. And Madam Glam has some beautiful top coats as well. I need to get some more. But their matte top coat is my favorite matte out of all the matte top coats. Let's get our tip here. Okay, now let's go in the nuker. And all of these looks are gonna be, like I said, you can wear them anywhere. You can wear them to school if you're still, in school, or to work. And for all occasions. And it's just so simple. Even if you're kind of in between a manicure, I would definitely, this would be the look I would go with. Because it's gonna last you, it's gonna protect your natural nail. That's so pretty. Look at that. I'm gonna kind of hide it from the light so you get to see the pink and purples come through. So pretty. Okay, let me grab another finger. And we've got one more color left here. Okay, let's take this one off, although that's my favorite. Okay. Let's put this up here. Let's get some more sticky on her. Goodness, the dog is outside. If y'all hear her, I hope that you don't, because she's so loud right now. She thinks it's time to eat, so she's gonna be a little loud. All right, let's get this off of here. Let's get our fingernail out. My fingertips actually came from Red Iguana. I got it a long time ago, and I just kind of been using them ever since. While I have them, I might as well use them. So, but over at V Nailed It, she's also got her own too. So, okay, let's peel this off. There we go. We'll put our nail on. We'll cut her down to size. All right. Now, something else that you can do, I want to show you guys real quick. So if you're working with the builder gels, any kind of, builder gel or rubber base coat or something, let's say it's a thicker consistency. So I've got, the next color I'm going to use is a little thicker consistency. So I want to show you what I do. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little piece of my form, the little back to the forms that we have. Here, let's put this over a little bit. There we go. And just on my little thing here, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of my base. Where's my base? Let me grab a base real quick. Just a little bit of clear base. Or you could use top coat too, but I'm just gonna use base coat. As soon as I find my base coat. I think I had it packed up. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna use my base coat. And you can thin out whatever color you have if it's a thicker consistency, and if you prefer to work with, a thinner consistency. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of my base on here, and then I'm gonna scoop out some of my color. This one's got a little bit more pink to it, and I'm just gonna mix my pink in with it. There we go. Okay. That should do me for what we're doing. And this pink is really pretty. It's almost kind of like a bubblegum pink. I'm just going to kind of mix it with my base coat. Okay, there, that will thin it out. And let's do our base layer. And again, base layer just nice and thin. Now, this particular color has got holographics in it, and it is called, let me get the name of it here. It's called Builder Powder Pink. So it's this one, Builder Powder Pink. And it is a powder pink. It's super pretty. It's got, let me show you. It's got kind of holographic glitter in it. Real pretty. Okay, let me go ahead and put this in the nuker just for 30 seconds. Let me move that out the way so I don't nuke my polish. It is gorgeous, isn't it? I love it. And you guys, again, you can, if you weren't here in the beginning, you can get all of these colors from madamglam.com. And they have got a ton of things on there. These are just some of my favorite pinks, but they're running a special this month in support of breast cancer awareness. And they've got a pink bundle, which is their top selling pinks. And you can get the whole bundle. And for every bundle sold, $5 is donated. So it's a great deal if you want to get in. If you love pinks like I do, do that. But you can also get these colors, of course. And then at checkout, you can use my code. If they don't already have a better deal going, my code will save you 40% off. And it is all capital letters, TOSHA 40. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my little apex up here. Kind of rock it to the back just real lightly. I'm going to pull it down the barrel. And I'm pulling it down lightly down the barrel, and I get lighter and lighter as I get to the tip, because where we want to keep the bulk of that product is right in this area for our apex, okay? So that's kind of what I'm doing. The other area, though, that I want to be sure has enough product on it is the free sides. So this side from where it's not secured to the finger, this free edge, and this free edge right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, of course, we're gonna get my little detail brush, and we're just gonna pull that product, make sure we've got coverage. I can go back because I did put a lot on my side, so I can go back. Let's pull it down, kind of catty corner. Just go all the way down. And then over here, make sure it's back by your cuticle. And then pull down kind of sideways. If you feel you've got more at the tip, which I do, then I can just come right back up the tip and just gently pull back. And you can also look at it from the barrel. Let me show you. So I can look at it down the barrel. And do you see, let's say like here is probably at the tiniest bit of a lower area right in here. So I can just, I'm trying to watch from the camera. Okay, well now I've messed it up, okay. But basically you can pull back where you need it. If I need it up at the front again, I'm just gonna pull at the front. Okay, let me put it back down where I can see and fix it here. Okay. All right, then she's gonna go in the nuker. And I'm gonna show you real quick how thick my apex is, because it's not too thick at all. But it's right in here, okay? Let me go ahead, we're gonna go 30 seconds in the light. Let me go ahead and put some of these back up here so you can see them as we're waiting. It's so pretty. Let's compare this one I'm working on with this pink and see the champagne toast. See how it compares. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's lighter than the champagne toast. So it still has glitters. This one has more of like a silver glitter, and this one's gonna have more holographic glitter, okay? So kind of depending on what you like. I like both, but I usually gravitate towards that silver and go with champagne toast. Okay, let me come across here. And look, we didn't have to use our buffer at all on that. And look how pretty. Okay, let's get that top coat nuked. And I'll go over the colors again that we used, and I'll show you our final fingers here. And you guys, if you'll remember to hit that like button if you're enjoying this kind of content. And if you're not subscribed already, subscribe. I do a lot of lives, and I do a lot of live clients. Like I'll be doing, so tomorrow, not tomorrow, sorry. Friday evening, I'm doing my niece. It's gonna be her homecoming nails. Tomorrow, that's gonna be around 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow, Thursday, I've got a client. We're gonna be doing Halloween nails, and that's gonna be at 4:30 Central. And then we'll also be coming on this weekend too. We'll do some different nails for clients, so stay tuned for that. I think we're doing a fall set with a lot of glitter packed in it. Let me put my nails up here so you guys can see. You'll have to let me know which one was your favorite. You'll have to tell me down in the comments. I know I've told you what my favorite is, so. I wish though, I really want you guys to see these in person because they're stunning. Okay, let's get this one. This one is our little moonstone nail. Yeah, all of them are beautiful. Let me bring them closer. Do you see the glitter? It's gorgeous. So this one is our darkest one, and it is, let me grab it again, Daydreamer. If you like the Daydreamer color, but you don't care so much for glitter, then you're gonna wanna go with the Fiberglass in pink. Then here is our moonstone, our aura, which is Builder Aura. And yeah, you can really see that pink and purple pop. Then we've got, let's see, this one is our holographic glitter. So this one is Builder Powder Pink. Yeah, the glitter in it, the holographic glitter, is like a lime green and a pink and maybe a dusty pink and a gold that I'm seeing. Do you see that? It's very light, gorgeous. So it's never going to be too much. You know what I mean? You could, if you want to wear glitter, but you can't, let's say you've got a job or school won't let you be completely crazy. This is a way to get in that glitter and sparkle and still be extremely pretty. Or like my niece, when you've got a prom or something special that you want to go to. We've got Christmas and holidays coming up. This would be great builder gels. Any of these would be builder gels I would use for something like that. Then our last one here, which has got the more of the silver glitter. It's also really, really pretty. Let me push that nail back. Okay. There you go. And it is the silver glitter, champagne toast. And like I said, that's my favorite, personal favorite. But all of them are gorgeous. So let me know which one is your favorite. And thank you guys for coming in and watching. Head to madamglam.com, guys, and check out their pink bundle for Cancer Awareness Month. And I'll be back on to share some of my favorite pinks. These are just my favorite pink builders, which are going to include rubber base and fiber gels, okay? Or the fiberglass gels. All right, thanks for tuning in tonight and for chit-chatting. I appreciate everybody. And thank you for all your comments in the chat. Everybody's been so kind. And is it Michella? Michella? Nell, am I saying that right? Hopefully so. Thank you again you've been so kind. And hopefully you're following, and I'll see you again, okay? All right, you guys have a good night. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I always get back with everybody, so holler if you have any questions. All right, thank you.